And they already banned out the Huskar.
I mean,
okay, they picked.
I will say this: I did play versus Timber recently as a TA, and he maxed armor and went Vanguard, and I couldn't do anything.
Interesting. So, actually, maybe there's potential adjustments there.
Yeah, I mean,
do you have mana to be useful later on as a Timber with the Vanguard?
yeah, just go Vanguard mana boots.
Right, because if the Timber Saw or the Ember Spirit or the Clockwork get on top of it at some point in time, he hits him with a Mage Slayer, then there goes all their damage. Right, he's just not going to be nearly as threatened by these heroes, nor will his teammates. So I kind of feel like this is still a Mage Slayer game, even though I think Mage Slayer on offlane Wyvern, it definitely took a turn from when it was once very OP.
I don't want to play this game because the Tusk gang mid is not a thing. And I don't think they're strong enough with just 2 heroes top to pressure this troll too much.
Oh, but look at this rotation. There may not be an Enigma, but there is a Pango. And he's going to show up and get the nice early punish on Jab. So nice TP rotation from Copy.
Aurora looking towards Jabs to make something happen here as the rotation eventually comes through.
Blood Grenade into Malefice, force him to jump away to his Spirit. Now look for the +1. He's underneath the tier 2, so they're not going to dive that. They're just going to accept the tier 1 mid tower. I like the bit of restraint there from Nouns. No need to try and get a pick off on a support. That the kill probably doesn't matter nearly as much as the tower would.
Decent damage. I mean, these mid rotations haven't yielded kills, but like you said, at least you're not overcommitting on them.
Gunnar is going to be going for Orchid, which I find... I think that's just a more offensive version of Mage Slayer. It's kind of like the same thing of like this. If this Ember Spirit and Timber Saw are going to try and threaten you, you've got an answer to them. So I'm down with that build-up.
Yeah, you'd say it's in your top 30 Wyvern items. Actually, that build's okay.
Caught him. Hook shot, Sentry, and just enough chain stun to make sure that the splitter hits. That's most of the damage required. Gunnar comes in too late to get a curse off, so Aurora able to get that pick off and get away.
Some Hex on the Timber with Shiva's Hex Timber could go in and find him.
Get a Blink Dagger on the Troll just to try and close the gap, go on the Wyvern first. But you do that, there's always other counters, right? There's always just a straight out one-man black hole.
All right, see this drinking buddies. Oh my.
Pull them together.
God. He's chunking them. Wow.
Uh-oh. Ollie's gonna drop the Earth Splitter right onto the Roshan pit as they're doing this one here. The black hole outside of it will keep the Aegis intact for Nouns. Yuma picks it up, no problem, but the fight could still work here. Missing 2 members on the side of Nouns means that Aurora might just be able to jam this. Oh, Cutter coming back into play. Had a big curse potentially. Has to use it on the Timber Saw. That's only going to be a 2-second one. Not feeling the greatest, but with the Orchid, they can still take down this Timber Saw, especially with Yuma coming back in on the second life. Does the damage necessary. So Aurora, they take away that Aegis, yes, but it costs them pretty hefty amount in that team fight. Mechanic that you learned today, Avery? Aren't you glad we spent all that time together?
I actually genuinely forgot they added that to the spell. I never think about it, but yeah, that's true. Okay, decent value this game.
There you go. Not as much team fight presence. I don't know. We'll see how Aurora plays around it in this situation as they manage to catch out the Templar Assassin. A big smoke rotation.
Yeah, that was easy, man. For the amount of map control Nouns had over the last few minutes and some of their deep wards, that was just a very clean, fast smoke. And just controlling both sides of mid lane with traps, things like this, right?
Yeah, play more for farming the enemy Ancients.
Yeah, and pressuring Aurora's heroes before they have the dispels, before they have things like the BKB or whatever. This just feels a little too passive. It's like you had a lead and you're just trading farm from a stronger position. And now you're just giving up more, right? It feels as though Aurora just created their defensive brick wall for the first 20 minutes of this game. It might just come down to Timber versus Wyvern, honestly, more than these 2 carries. As Ags is done for Gunnar, so he's fully online.
Spotting Ollie. They're just going to have to accept that kill as 23 would have been the pickoff they were looking for. Doesn't quite get that, but maybe they get Aurora here as well. The Meld Snowball's going to chase after him, runs into a TA trap, and they have the vision to finish him off. So get the kill on both supports, take over the Ancient area, and Copy not letting Lornoff push in mid either too much.
they can almost just play around the vision from the traps and everything.
Yeah.
Unless you get smoked on, in theory, you can protect this Wyvern Enigma in the fight. So the onus really is on Aurora here to put jabs on the front line, send the Ember in, split these heroes up, and see stuff. Rocket Flares are going to help.
Vision, found the Enigma. The Ember is going to try and follow this one up. They try and pull him away a little bit, but the Chakrams cleave through both supports there.
Damn.
Nicely set up by Jabs to be able to find all that. Rolling Thunder on through, underneath the tower. The Ember's just dead. And 23 has to use his BKB defensively off of a buyback from both supports on the side of Nouns. They're trying to get away, but it looks like Jab's going to be the one left behind here. Has to use the black hole to make sure he doesn't get a Timber Chain away, but 23 also got caught. Winter's Curse stopping his ultimate here as he was going to lay into the tusk and try and just pick up one of them. Centaur Stomp, Snowball, so many disables, so many stuns, so many ways to make Troll's life a living hell.
Even the neutrals. I don't think this Troll is going to have much fun in the next fight, Austin. I'm going to make a bold prediction here.
Well, we'll see when that fight happens, because Aurora may just accept holding high ground at this point. They have 45 seconds left on the Aegis, so they're not going to contest that outside of the base. And
It's just another like high ground hold game from Aurora. We're going to win the ultra late, ha ha ha, you can't end.
what do you mean? That's every game for Aurora.
Well, sometimes they're ahead and then they go, ha ha ha, we're still going to go late, but we're going to make you sit in your base. Hurricane Pike now done for the Wyvern. Much harder target to find and go on.
Okay.
That's an easy one though, and there's some damage.
Yeah, he just pretty much one-shot Fly.
Okay.
And Shiva's plus the pop the Ags preemptively and then got it to explode or something, or is that just his burst damage?
That's just his burst, man.
Damn. Timbersaul's a funny hero. He's gonna get Leeless too.
It's the jab show.
And Jab's just deciding he's just going to change the narrative of this game and get pickoffs on people around the map. 23 Savage, meanwhile, is going to do the Tormentor, so they get Lauren. Oh, no! He got him on a trap!
What?
He had a trap above the Tormentor, had it on the diagonal left there, and he popped his ultimate, finished off the Tormentor, is on 1 HP, and the trap finishes him off.
Aurora has still gained gold during this period.
They're going to try and catch the Winter Wyvern, but it's so hard to actually burst him down with these heroes. And they turn back around and just kill Jabs. They throw everything they have at him to be able to do so. The Enigma gets a little bit low, but that's okay. They spare him with Drinking Buddies plus Golden Brace, so heals up.
I mean, that Dispel. Running with the Ags Timber, the Ags is gone, and then you just get Orchided. This is the problem with this build-up for Jabs. He can frontline, but only to a certain point.
Waiting for the double meld hit to make it just a little bit quicker. They'll burst down the Roshan. Are they really going to go for this one? TP's coming in from Aurora, but they are way too late to stop the Roshan once again. But maybe they feel like the second part of the team fight is going to be okay. Does manage to pick up the Ags left inside the pit. I guess no space. You know, Yuma had space. He could have done it either way. The Timbersaw does die. Gleipnir catching on it too. The Winter Wyvern's a little bit of trouble. Ollie running out of his BKB timing. Okay, he does get shredded. And 23 struggling to be able to get on top of Gunnar. Came in from behind, but Gunnar just hitting away from the trees. 23. It fights now with Gleipnir, but instantly, there it is. Call the brace.
Yeah, nice.
Doesn't do anything. And all they need is just a little bit of disjoint to make sure Gunnar can get his distance again. Ultra kill for Gunnar, who played the high ground siege, both the high ground and on top of the trees beautifully. From that position, Aurora just stumbled into an ambush.
If you can find this Hex and make it work, suddenly your Troll can actually do something. Drinking Buddies, a lot of damage.
Q. He's spamming out rockets, just goes for the hook shot onto Yuma. Yuma's just focusing on the building, though. Okay, never mind. He focused on quickly killing Q real quickly. And does lose his first life here, while 23 does manage to get on top of the Enigma, but now a snowball save, pick up. Gunnar still sitting on the side here, kiting him out, doing the damage. The Troll's dead, so Aurora might as well GG out now. There's nothing left. Unless Ollie plans on taking it all by himself. He's running down with his own Aghanim Scepter. That extra bit of magic immunity timing, but it is not enough. Aurora.
Damn.
This felt like an inevitable ending, just on paper. It felt like the team fights were not really possible for them to win.
I mean, they weren't right. This Wyvern's king of the fights. This Troll Wyvern matchup's unplayable unless you're super far ahead, 5 or 10K or something. And the lanes did not go well enough for Aurora to snowball this game. Another very passive game for them. This is the rut it feels like sometimes they fall into, and when they fall into it, it's just kind of sad to watch.
I'm a little worried comparatively to last draft about how Nouns' draft is going to function here. And now there's a Morphling on the table. I'm very curious on who's going to be playing this Sven. Are we going to see a support Sven?
Everybody's just farming up, and who's really winning here? Well, nobody is. It's actually completely even.
Wow.
The Morphling's free farming though, which I guess is a win, because generally if Morph's free farming, you're happy. Like, this is the carry that I think it can go really wrong for, and when it goes really wrong, it's really, really wrong, because this hero's kind of slow now.
What did Gunnar do?
Yeah, I don't know what that
play. What did he just do to himself?
I do not know what that play was. That was an interesting play.
I'm gonna pop out and check out some of the jungle because they have a Shadow Demon. So Shadow Demon,
First blood.
He's gonna want to do some stacking, and that is the second kill of the game.
I mean, we saw Jabs recover off a bunch of the Ancient stacks, and he is pressuring Yuma right now. Charge coming. This Terrorblade's just dead, man.
Yeah, he doesn't really have anywhere to go here. Support is coming in with a late TP.
Ooh. See you later.
Stock options.
Q, you better be stacking them Ancients.
You don't tax those, you know.
Aggressive Watcher take by Lawless. Won't pay the price unless Haste Rune. Oh, they're hesitating. Oh, they're trapped.
They deny it so they can try and get the raise kill, but it's not quite enough damage. A boar, a snowball dodge on the hit. They come back for the kill. Disruption, but no, the SF. He'll claim the life. Ollie is going to take some heavy damage from Copy, though. And looks like he's just going to get run down. Yuma comes over to make sure Copy's okay, that he's not too outnumbered in this little river fight. Nouns get their first kill of the game in exchange for the 4th of Aurora.
Not too bad for Lornoff. Gets another extra soul stack here. Clears through the camps. These are the games I don't have faith in the Terrorblade. That's how I'll put it. If you were pushing and taking early towers, getting early Roshans, and Cyril's involved in some fights, he's getting to use meta off cooldown. Okay, I can kind of buy into that idea. But this type of game where you're just farming a Terrorblade against 3 scaling cores who are all going to be damage dealers, have BKB piercing lockdown, have anti-physical, I don't think that's a race you're winning in the end. I have not seen it be too successful recently.
And on this patch, it's even worse.
Yep. And I don't think TA is enough to make up for it. Maybe? Again, a lot might come down to the Roshans.
Ollie,
oh, that
demonic purge,
Inviso.
but here comes Lornoff with the Requiem threat. He does hit him to kill the Sven. Still, though, they don't really have the damage to burst down Copy, especially with Gunnar sitting there. They hit the Primal Roar to stop any further losses, though. Gunnar will just kind of roll around, killing some creeps. Nouns, doubt they really have the presence here to pressure the tier 1 mid tower. They just get a support kill out of it, ultimately force some rotations from Aurora, and try and get the 14-minute power rune, which is an amp damage for Copy.
That's not the rune you wanted to give up there.
No.
That's a very decisive rune in this physical on physical mid battle. They do ult him back, though. He's dead.
Yeah. They do manage to catch him as he pushed forward a little bit. They saw the opportunity for another strike, but the Morphling is getting hunted down at bottom lane. Now they have a waveform and an adapter strike to push back Gunnar, so 23 is perfectly fine here. The loss of Copy, though, that is going to hurt Nouns quite a bit.
That was a big misstep. He was out of there. He just went back in just enough that that breaker got the ult.
Either way, it looks like maybe they're going to try and bank on getting the Sven Shard off of the Tormentor. I mean, once they have that, then it's non-dispellable armor against a lineup that is entirely physical damage. It's 21 armor.
Very good this game.
Like,
very, very good this game. They're gonna try and
Shadowblade on the Spirit Breaker too. This feels like a lot more than just a 4,000 net worth lead. We'll see though. Now it's gonna try and make the move on a Lornoff first.
armor's there.
Hit him with the Blink Dagger, Rolling Thunder, but yeah, the damage is pretty pitiful at this point in time with the Primal Roar underneath the tower with all these heroes hitting him. Gunnar's in trouble, and he'll die. They don't even get the Aegis out of that, nowhere close.
I mean, that's just not the play. There is no way you take your initiation, you throw it on the Aegis Shadow Fiend. So again, when you're in these games where you can't team fight, it just feels way worse. And now they're starting to maybe find more here.
Copy, still at the illusion rune. That'll help him disjoint a little bit here. Turn some fire back onto Q. Q will die to the demonic purge.
Overextension.
Can they cut some more though? Layla's looking for a snowball, opts for jabs. Beastmaster, the Requiem's gonna go out, fearing him back and getting the kill on the Tusk. Yuma is getting a bit low, but he's fine to keep trading out. Still has his Sunder after all.
Man, this armor is so strong.
Meanwhile, the magic damage burst of Aurora is completely unhindered. There is nothing Nouns have to be able to stop that right now. Whether it's the Requiem blow up with raises or it's 23 coming down and hitting you with a waveform adaptive strike. They don't have anything to stop that damage. Rolling Thunder attempted, but Aurora have already backed up a little bit here. They're not going to get that burst they were looking for. And it is going to be another wasted Rolling Thunder. This time, Gunnar does not waste his life, though.
Now even your Sven's doing some ancient farming. Why not?
Yeah, trying to get some gold for him to get a mech. And Greaves next, adding even more armor to the list of problems for Nouns.
Well, I did say 25 minutes. So
Yeah.
they're doing pretty good.
I mean, you're not going to get NKB on a Terrorblade. You're going to get NKB on the Templar Assassin. But that doesn't change the formula for your damage. You need NKB Revenant's Brooch. Get a catch on Q here. Pickoffs would be helpful, but they cannot get the kill. The snowball to be able to dodge, the stun, he's obviously going to have to head right back into the enemy. And there's nowhere really for him to run to or hide.
Why not just go high ground, man? I don't know. There's not much challenging you here. I mean, at least force them all back. Supports are going to respawn. And it just took, I mean, I guess 23 just took top. Yeah,
he was way ahead of you.
Yeah, why not? That's an easy one-man high ground push right there. Force the core to show up here. You farm the entire rest of the map. Get next Roshan and end the game. Nouns probably got one more good fight left in them to try and turn this game around. Lead with the Tusk and lock a hero in that you can burst
They
with
are
the course.
getting a very good positioning here until they break on the boar and get spotted. BKB already going off from Chance. Can he get off his Primal Roar? He does, and now he gets the drum charges to keep himself alive. Meanwhile, the Requiem hits the back lines, nails the SF, hits Yuma, down very low. He does have the Requiem, but he just can't even get off the Sunder, man. He's just too controlled by everybody. Nouns, they were creeping in from behind, but the initiation goes all wrong as they break on 23 Savage in the trees, spotted by the boar outside of the trees.
They're just waiting for the Shivas for jabs. It's coming on the courier.
Okay.
Got the charge on Gunnar too.
Yeah, I mean, there's possibility of pickoffs. It's not like the Aegis is going to expire. Lotus Orb bounces back to Primal Roar. Does it give Gunnar a chance to escape? The Nether Strike comes in as well. Just too much disabled through the Rolling Thunder. It seems with the Shield Crash. Shield still keeping him alive to get up the Glimmer Cape. Lordoff comes in from behind with a Blink Dagger. Fears him back into his team. They get the SF, or Shadow Fiend, off of that one as well. The AoE of the Requiem just wrecking these supports, trying to save their cores. One pickoff turns to two, turns to another lane of barracks.
And that full inner V store is up with the talent. Everybody shielded here. Even got a mech on the Sven. The triple greedy core just got to do its thing. No stopping it now. And you're not even gonna get your last fight. There's no buyback on this Pango. Good luck 4v5 here.
Layla's gonna lead off, trying to go for Ollie, trying to deal with this war cry, but it is Aurora taking it a step further. They jump onto the Templar Assassin, quickly blow him up, run down the rest of the heroes, chasing even Yuma all the way back to his fountain. They're gonna go for a dive on him. After all, Nouns took the first game in this series. Aurora deserve a little bit of penance.
Well, that was a game of Dota 2 right there.
It was not quite 25 minutes, but it felt like it was definitely over by 25 minutes.